Safety Google to prevent dust to our face. Face mask to avoid breathing air with dust in it. Glove to prevent any unnecessary injury. The list of apparatus is sample, pencil, ruler, and lastly a saw. First, mark the sample where you want to cut using pencil and ruler. And then cut it using a saw. Be careful when cutting and make sure don't get injured. The purpose of etching process is to visualize the microstructure or macrostructure. The etching process is done by the surface is cleaned with alcohol and dried. The sample is immersed in the etching reagent for a while and placed under a stream of water to remove all of the acid traces. Then the sample washed again with alcohol and ready to observe. Annealing. Heat the sample above AC 20 to 30 degrees Celsius for a period of time. After that, cooling down slowly along with the furnace for a specific time. For normalizing, heat the sample to the austenite phase above the transformation limit and is subsequently cooled by air at room temperature. Quenching. The sample is heated above the recrystallization temperature and cooled rapidly by quenching process. And lastly, for tempering, performed in furnaces. Quenching sample is raised to a temperature 250 to 650 degrees Celsius for 2 hours and cool it at room temperature. Martensite has a lower density than austenite. The needle-like microstructures of martensite lead to brittle characteristic of the material. When it's too much martensite, leaves still brittle. It's too little leaves, it's soft. Achieve to research on preparing of metallographic sample for microstructures observation. Secondly, to examine the outcomes of heat treatment on the microstructure of steel was accomplished. And lastly, able to uncover the microstructure of ferrite, pearlite, cementite, austenite and martensite under microscopic sight.